5 winery SEO tips to get your wine brand noticed on Google. When it comes to wineries trying to compete in a very crowded marketplace, SEO could be a real game changer because even the smallest winery can leverage it to get more traffic to their website. Getting traffic to your website is so key because there's so many other wine brands. And the good news is most of your competitors are not looking at SEO at all. They're not really optimizing SEO. They really aren't even paying attention to how much traffic they get. They're so busy focused on making wine and talking about their wine, and that's fine. But if you want to stand out, you're gonna have to master SEO. You're gonna have to figure out how to get more organic, well-qualified traffic to your website, and that's what this video's all about. So the first tip I have for you to optimize SEO for your winery brand is keyword research. You've got to do your research. I see a lot of wineries put content on their website without any thought to whether anyone's even looking for that content. The key to getting more traffic to your website is to tap into the interest that already exists. And so one of the best ways to do this is do keyword research. Now, there's lots of different free tools out there. Yes, you could pay for sophisticated tools. We use SEMrush to do all of our keyword research, but there's tons of things for free. Keywords Everywhere has a great free version. Also, just using a Google search will yield so many great results. So here's what you do. Start an Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet and start writing down which keywords you want to do research for, and then go into Google and start researching. So let me give you an example. Let's say you make a Pinot Grigio and you're really proud of it, and you want to tap into the big audience of people who love Pinot Grigio. So you go to Google and you type best Pinot Grigio under $20. Look at the results. You got to scroll past the sponsored results to see the true organic results. And what you want to start collecting and thinking about are the phrases that the word Pinot Grigio or best Pinot Grigio or Pinot Grigio under 20, you want to start looking at the repetitive use of certain phrases and see what the results are. Now, this takes a little practice, but you'll get the hang of it really fast. So keep scrolling and also pay attention to, you get to this section where Google says people also searched for. Now, this is a treasure trove of great information about what people might be searching for. The idea here is that there are people every day getting on Google, typing best Pinot Grigio under 20 and looking to see what the results are. But what we're trying to go for here is what are people searching for when they search for Pinot Grigio? And so you have to try a lot of different things, what they call related keywords and keyword phrases. So just camp out on this one keyword phrase for a bit. Study what the results look like. Study the titles of the articles that are written. Just really go deep and make notes on what you find. After a while of doing this, you will begin to see, oh, I should create content using this keyword phrase. And when you do that right and you structure your content properly, you're going to tap into a lot more organic traffic. But it all starts with keyword research. And let me just wrap up this section by saying this. If nobody's searching for the content that you are publishing, it's just going to get crickets on you. There's nothing going to be happening. But if you do your homework and you research what people are searching for, you're going to have a nice burst of new traffic to your website. Tip number 2, create relevant content. Now, using the example from tip number 1, which is doing keyword research, let's say that the results of your research on the best Pinot Grigio under $20 yields these 4 keyword phrases that you want to create content for. What is Pinot Grigio good with? Is Pinot Grigio sweet or dry? Where is your Pinot Grigio sold? Which is drier, Pinot Grigio or Sauvignon Blanc? You know where we got these 4 phrases? We researched them. And now that we know that these are the things that most Pinot Grigio lovers are searching for, we can go create content using those keyword phrases. Most wineries give no thought whatsoever to this when they're publishing content. They just write about what they feel like. So this can be a big difference maker for you, as we already talked about. Now, this doesn't need to be as complex as you think, creating content. What do I mean by creating content? Well, you can write a blog post. You could create a social media post. You could improve the copy on your your website. So all the places of your website that talk about Pinot Grigio, you want to make sure you use a couple of these phrases that people are searching for. You can also use this content in your email marketing. Now, I have other videos that talk about email marketing. And when I say email marketing, we're not talking about newsletters. But I have other videos you can watch. I'll put links in the description for that. But let me come back to creating content for your emails. When you create emails, it's a good way to use this keyword phrases so that you're hitting the bullseye when your content goes out. But the most likely place to use these terms to generate more traffic to your website is your blog. And that's what we're going to talk about next. Tip number 3 is to add a blog to your website. This is by far one of the best ways to boost website traffic because you're taking advantage of content that people are searching for based on your keyword research. Most website software makes it very easy to add a page to your website for a blog, and it's already pre-wired, if you will, to publish this content in a way that's optimized for SEO. Now, the next tip I'm going to cover is how to structure your content, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, adding a blog to your website, creating content to your blog that's based on keyword research is going to have a dramatic effect on your organic website traffic. Now, I have a great video called How to Drive Traffic to Your Website with a Blog. We'll put a link in the description. You're definitely going to want to go watch that. But for now, what I want to help you understand is how powerful it can be to add a blog to your website. Now, when I talk about a blog, I'm not just talking about a diary of places where you write about all the things you're doing in your winery life. There's a place for that. But I'm talking about a blog as a resource center that has a mix of articles, videos, downloadable content. If you think of a modern blog as more of a resource center, you're going to be better serving your audience. I have a great example for you. McCann Family Cellars in Napa Valley just launched a brand new website, and they've incorporated a blog beautifully into this new site. So go check out McCann Family Cellars. Hover over the menu and go to their blog. You'll see their blog is subdivided between educational materials, recipes, and free downloads. They're treating their blog like it should be treated in the modern sense, which is as a resource center for their fans who come to their website, and they're providing them with content that they're going to have an interest in. So it's always helpful to see a real life example, and that's a good one. So once you have this created and you've got content created based on keyword research, it's just a matter of publishing it in a way that makes it easy for Google to see what your article is all about. Now, you'll learn more about that in the next tip. But let me close out this little section by saying, if you're not a writer and you're worried that, hey, I can't write a 1,000-word article, you could always hire this out. There are a lot of people who will write a blog post for you. You tell them what keywords you're trying to optimize for, and they'll go write that article for you. If you go to Fiverr or Upwork, you can hire a writer to do this for you, depending on where they are in the world and their level of skill, anywhere from $50 to $150 to write an article for you. But it can really be worth it when you consider how much traffic it's going to bring to your website. The other thing is to utilize ChatGPT, not to write the whole article, although you could do that. I wouldn't advise it. But to help you with breaking up your content into different sections and coming up with eye-catching headlines and subheadings, that can really help you. So if you're a fairly decent writer, you could use AI to supplement your skills and create really good content. But adding a blog to your website, publishing content that's based on keyword research, this is key. Tip number 4 is to structure your content for maximum effect. Now, there are no shortages of resources that you could turn to help you get the list of things you need to do to structure your content. It's a long list, and the information is widely available. What I want to tell you today is how important it is to structure the content and give you just a couple of tips to get you started. You have to understand that Google is very, very good at studying and analyzing all the content that's out there, everybody's website. They're crawling every website in the world all the time, always looking for the content that can be used to return results for someone who's doing a search. And this is what we're trying to tap into. Google likes to see well-structured content. So what do we mean by that? In the simplest terms, they're looking for readability, relevance in the content, and they're looking for liberal use of that keyword or the keyword phrase. So it's a good idea to make sure you take your keyword phrase and put it in the title of your post. Make sure you use it frequently throughout the article. These are some very, very basic things you can do from a structure standpoint. But here's 4 really practical things that will help you a lot when you start taking the blog post that you've written and structuring it for SEO. One is you got to make sure you break up large blocks of text. One of the first things that Google looks for is how readable is this article. And if you've got big, giant blocks of text, nobody likes that, and your article will not get returned in the search results for Google unless you break up that text. So be mindful of that. A lot of times what you could do is go ahead and write a first draft and then go back and break up the text. Point number 2 here is lots of subheadings is one of the best ways to break up that text. You can never have too many subheadings because a lot of people will skim an article. So as Google's analyzing your article for readability, it loves to see small blocks of text with lots and lots of subheadings. And here's where AI can really help. AI can help you. You could literally throw in the whole paragraph and ask AI to give you a couple of good ideas for subheadings. This is very, very powerful. And you can ask ChatGPT or other AI, give me some suggestions for subheadings that would optimize for search. That would be really helpful. It also helps to throw in some images to break up the text with some images. That adds to your readability score. Just make sure that the images are compressed and will load quickly, otherwise it'll be points against you. Now, you can use stock photos, but Google doesn't really like stock photos. It's always best to use original photos. So get in the habit of taking snapshots of various things when you're out and about so you can use your own photographs in your own blog posts. Google likes to see original images. And the last thing, the 4th little tip here about structuring your content is using lots of internal links and external links. As you grow your body of work on your own website, you can put links to other articles. So let's say you're writing an article about how to pair Pinot Grigio with food. Somewhere in the article you might mention a different article that you want to link to. That's called an internal link. So Google likes to see lots of internal links and lots of external links where you're linking to content outside of your website. Now, there's a lot more, as I said, to this idea of structuring content for search, but those are some things that will get you started. For now, just know that structure is critical if you want to get that traffic to your website. Tip number 5 is to have your website audited routinely. What we're talking about here is auditing it for technical SEO. Having content that's based on keyword research is powerful. Structuring your content to rank high on Google search is powerful, but you also have to have certain technical aspects in place. Google is just getting better and better and better at what it does. It keeps raising the bar higher and higher for content creators. So you might as well get started down the road of technical SEO by having your website audited. Now, there's a few things that the audit is going to tell you. One is your site mobile friendly? You could literally get a ranking for how well it indexes on mobiles. How well does Google index your website? Google keeps track of your website. It crawls your website periodically, just like it does everyone else's. It's quite a marvelous thing. So you can get information in the audit about how Google is indexing your website. It helps you understand how you're performing versus all of the other competitors out there. It also helps you evaluate your site speed. Part of technical SEO is pages that load fast and images that are compressed, and you need to get some feedback on how your site is doing in terms of site speed. Then you can begin improving it. You want to be able to find and fix broken links, those internal links and external links that I just talked about. Sometimes they break, sometimes they change, and it's a real drag on performance, so you want to get those fixed. Can't fix them if you don't know about them. That's where an audit comes in. You also want to be able to assess your organic traffic performance. You want to see where that organic traffic is coming from, what parts of the world, what devices. Is it coming in from social media? Is it coming from organic search? It's really key to get that data. Next, an audit will help you identify keywords that you already rank for, which is so encouraging. You start working on ranking for certain keywords with intention, and before long, you will rank. And getting into the top 10 is the first step. Getting into the top 3 is where you want to go, because the difference in traffic of being higher up on that scale is quite amazing. So you really want to make sure you know what keywords you're already ranking for. And lastly, a good website audit will help you analyze all of your backlinks. You can see who's linking to your site, and all the information that has to do with backlinks. Backlinks are such an important key to technical SEO. Now, I want to offer you a free resource. I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can request an audit of your website. We would be happy to do it for you for free. Can't lower the price any more than that. So let me invite you to check that out. I want to help you with your technical SEO. So there you have it, 5 winery SEO tips to get your brand noticed on Google. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. We'd love it if you would subscribe. SEO is one of the best ways to get more traffic to your website. It's not rocket science. Yeah, it can get really complicated if you want it to be, but it doesn't have to be, at least to get started, and I hope this video was helpful for that. This is something that's well within your control. Not a lot of things in the wine and spirits industry that are within your control, but SEO is. If you work at it, you will improve and you will increase your traffic, which is so key. The best part about all this is most of your competitors are completely asleep at the wheel. They're doing nothing about SEO. It's not very fun, not very sexy, not as fun as making wine and entertaining people and giving tours at your winery. I get that. But it is super competitive out there. At any given time, you're talking 120,000, 150,000 wine brands, no exaggeration. So you want to cut through the clutter, you want to beat out all the competitors. SEO could be your secret weapon. Now, if this has captured your interest, I just want to tell you this is the tip of the iceberg. We have helped over 200 wineries and distilleries accelerate their sales performance with our group membership program, Wine Sales Stimulator. I'll put a link in the description. I want to invite you to check it out. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I read all the comments. I answer all the questions. I'm happy to help you. We'll see you in the next video.